What's going on, everybody? Obviously, we made it to this point. We are done with 2025 IPF Worlds, and we are the 105 kilo world champion for the year of 2025. I really haven't been good with my media and just display of my journey in powerlifting, but this has obviously been a goal of mine since the beginning, and we were able to do that. And me posting those two videos before and after I competed, the amount of support and feedback that I received, and I didn't even anticipate that. I really just posted these videos to have them and go back and reflect on when I'm out of my prime. Like I was saying, I can't even thank you all enough for the support and the belief that you all had in me. And obviously another cool thing is that we did out total the 120s. Not that I really anticipated myself doing so, and not that I want to go around saying that I clap people, because that's just not who I am. But that was also a really, really cool thing. Obviously hitting that world record total, the whole nine. We're going to kind of go through the videos here, but one thing I do want to say is I want to be as authentic as possible. And obviously I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself for doing the thing, for having strict judging on the day and being able to actually, rise to the occasion with the strict judging. Now that everything's kind of settled, I don't feel happy, genuinely. And I think that's like the weirdest part. It's like, why don't you feel happy that you're a world champion? Like, why is he not happy? I don't want you to get confused with satisfaction, right? I'm not going to ever be satisfied, but the weirdest part is that I'm not happy for myself in the moment. I'm proud, but I'm not happy. So that's something that I'm going to have to work on with myself, allow myself to be happy with my wins, be, happy in the moment. It's just hard to. It's just really, really hard to. And a lot of you will understand what I'm trying to say. Maybe not necessarily in the sport of powerlifting, but in other aspects of your life where you're just like, everything's aligning for you to be happy, but you're just not. Again, satisfaction and happiness, I'm learning how to separate those, and I think that's what's causing me trouble. But anyway, let's get in it. Let's watch this opening squat here with 744 pounds. It felt really good on my back. It was easy. Yeah, that was money. So to get into it, that opening squat was cake. It's how I wanted it to feel. And now the second squat is where we run into issues. And this is where Worlds is Worlds, right? Nationals, this would have passed 10 times out of 10. I didn't chop depth purposely. I squatted as deep as I was in Nationals prep, or at Nationals. I think even a little bit better here. But Worlds is picky. So if some of you recall, in 2022, I had the same issue where I actually almost bombed out because of depth. And I had that flare up in my brain again, like, oh my gosh, like this is going to happen again. But I was like, wait, no, we're different. We're different now. We're stronger mentally and physically. And regardless of what happens, we are not losing this subtotal, right? We need the subtotal in order to win. We have guys that have been here 10 times over, that have battled for the throne for years on end, and now a new fresh meat into the mix. So there was no option then to go back out there and clap this third attempt, but let's watch this second. I was a little shaky on the day. My knees just felt pretty watery and wobbly, and I think it's because of travel. Yeah, I slowed the descent a little bit, but I mean, 3 reds, whatever, there's nothing you could do, you can't fight it. I accepted it for what it was, and we move on to the third attempt squat here. It was ugly. It was pretty ugly. I honestly didn't think about one single cue. I just dropped my ass into the hole and prayed for the best. And obviously, me being strong, a strong squatter in general, I got the squat. 2 to 3, 2 white lights. Still surprised on that depth side, or the side that I got called for. In the replay, it actually looked like it was really deep. So again, picky. It was for depth, that red light. Just got to be better. Honestly, my standards have to be higher. So going forward, that's what I'm doing in my training. Nothing's going to, I'm not taking a weight on my back unless it is to that standard and nothing less. Now we're about 2 weeks from the meet, 3 weeks from the meet. And training to that standard now already has me feeling 10 times more sore and achy in places that I haven't been achy before. But it's all about that adaptation process. You just got to kind of adapt and roll with the punches in the in the beginning. Right into it, bench press, opener attempt. Might as well just, load the entire world. Yeah, that was easy. Nothing to say about that. That was my 2022 third attempt. So to see the progress steamroll like that is a really nice sign. Second attempt, the world record, bench press. Yeah, same thing. Nothing much to really kind of talk about there. But now, the coolest part, which is that third attempt. So let me talk to you about that third attempt. I obviously pressed 260 in training, but with the lack of exposure with 255 plus or 250 plus, right? There was no reason to push the gun like that. And I don't think, even though I pressed it in training, doesn't mean my exposure levels would match. And I think that I wouldn't have had the desired outcome if we pushed to that 255, 260 mark. I don't think I would have pressed it, to be honest with you, because of exposure. However, that 251 kilo world record was the perfect line for me. I felt like 255 was there, but anything above that was just not going to be it. But anyway, let's watch this. Yeah. I love how, like, it was easy, but it also, like, wasn't easy. It was like that perfect call, like knowing that I had more in the tank, but also like give me a little bit of a fight. But people were laughing, which is funny. Actually, my buddy Noah pointed that out to me. He goes, "Yeah, everyone's laughing." So thank you, Noah, for pointing that out. Speaking of which, Noah, three of my friends actually came. Noah, Josh, and Kevin, and they all supported me on the day. I honestly couldn't have gotten down there without them. I couldn't have, really done the things that I did down there without them. And obviously, so to say, my game day handlers, Rodney and Susie Gary, were absolutely incredible. They kept me in the game mentally the entire time. I've worked with Susie now. This is my third time working with Susie, and nothing less than what I expected, which was great handling on the day. And having them in my corner, like, they had me in a position. They helped me be in a... I was rudely interrupted by my camera, so we're going to finish up the recap here. As I was saying, nothing less than I expected in terms of game day handling. Everything was to the point, and both of them put me in a position to win on my second attempt deadlift, which I'm really, really thankful for. It was really cool meeting Rodney and working with him and having Susie obviously there because I just have a good rapport with her in general. And having those two kind of work together with me was a full functioning machine in every single aspect and is the epitome of what game day handling should be, especially when a competition is tight like that. There was not one second that I felt like I had to look at the board, like I had to really be inside the mechanics of the game. I could just go out there and just do my thing and just know that each attempt was going to bring me to that winning total. Let's move on to the last portion of this video here, and that's going to be deadlifts. So we're going to watch my opening deadlift right now, and it was cake nonetheless. 330 was as simple as could be, and that kind of like, okay, so honestly I was still feeling pretty zapped. After that second attempt squat that third attempt squat, right, where I got myself back in the game, I had a huge adrenaline dump, an emotional release, because I kind of relived that past of me almost bombing out from Worlds and leaving a lot on the table. So it was like a huge emotional release, and I had to pull myself back into the game a lot harder than usual. So this is why I kind of dragged on the day with pulls, but everything still moved desirably. So again, opening attempt is really easy here. Let's go right into the second attempt, which is 355 kilos or 782 pounds. Oh, jeez, that was loud. Anywho, this is a weight where, 72 plus is like that same load or that range for me. Yeah, super easy. So I knew on the day we locked it in there. I didn't really know that we locked it in there. I mean, I did, but I don't like to think like that. If you've ever heard podcasts that I was on, actually now the last two King of the Lift podcasts, I mentioned that I don't like to think about that. Like, even if the day is won and the game is over, I am not done until that last attempt. All 9 attempts are full gung-ho. Last attempt here, 365 kilos / 804 pounds. Here we are. We're going to watch it. I like this overhead bird eye view. This is pretty cool. Interesting to see how I'm lined up on the bar. Boom, right easy, nice and locked out. I think I had a very safe 370 in the tank that day, or obviously the day of the meet, but I think 375 would have been a reach. And honestly, to say that I'm pulling 365 plus now consistently is a great thing. But thank you for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully my camera decides to work with me now for this video. But if you like this, like, comment, subscribe. I plan on posting a lot of content now. It's summer break. I like to do more interactive and authentic videos such as this, where we're just talking about mentality, game day approach, just certain things and topics. So my following has went up a lot on YouTube. And obviously I want to hear from you all. So let me know what you want to see. And thanks for just tapping into this video. So with that being said, 2025 IPF World Champ, 105 kilos. Next goal, Sheffield 2026. See you then.